Twisty and the Carnival of Terror by Adam and Layla. Chapter 1. It was the last day of school, and the town of Ravenclaw was holding a carnival to reward the children for all of their hard work, forgetting that the land was cursed. The story goes that a long time ago, a clown named Twisty, who was secretly a sorcerer, cursed the land when the town refused to keep the carnival open. No one believed him. So on the last day of the carnival, Twisty mysteriously disappeared. Chapter 2. It is now years later, and the carnival is in town. When school ended, all of the kids rushed out of the building, anxious to get home so they could go to the carnival. 3 friends in particular, named Jackson, Amy, and Aiden, decided that they would go together. They've been friends since kindergarten and have been doing everything together since then. Since they had just graduated from 8th grade, they decided they deserved to have a little fun. They loved everything that was scary and always found ways to try to scare each other. Chapter 3. It was hours later, and it was finally time to go to the carnival. As Jackson, Amy, and Aiden were waiting in line, Amy saw a weird clown staring at her. Knowing that he was not supposed to be part of the carnival, it terrified her. Usually it was hard for her to be terrified, but something about this clown made her extremely uncomfortable. She didn't know it yet, but this was no ordinary clown. He was no other than Twisty the clown, the very same clown who cursed the land many years ago. His curse was that any child who dared look upon his face would be doomed forever to walk upon the cursed land. Chapter 4. After waiting what seemed like hours, it was finally the 3 friends' turn to enter the carnival. Amy took one last look behind her, but Twisty was gone. Noticing that Amy was slacking, Jackson asked her, "Amy, are you okay?" Amy replied, "Yes. Sorry, there was this weird clown looking at me, but now he's gone." Hearing her mention a clown, Aiden said, "I seen him too." Jackson also confessed to seeing him and feeling uncomfortable. The friends stared at each other in shock because they had all seen this mysterious creepy clown. It was weird because they knew that there wasn't supposed to be any clowns at the carnival. They decided that maybe it was just their imagination and put the thought of the clown out of their head. Boy, were they mistaken, thinking Twisty wasn't real. Chapter 5. As the friends walked into the carnival, they decided that since they were fearless and enjoyed being scared, the first stop would be the haunted House of Mirrors. They stepped inside and immediately crashed into a boy, face super pale, skin cold as ice. The friends immediately apologized and introduced themselves. When it came time for the boy to introduce himself, he told them his name was Trix. Of course, they didn't know they had just met a ghost. They said goodbye and walked further into the House of Mirrors. Distracted and amazed by all the effects of the mirrors, the friends failed to notice that Trix was following them. As the friends walked further into the house of mirrors, they immediately became terrified because standing before them in the mirror was Twisty the clown. Upon further inspection, Aiden realized that he knew this clown because he had read about him. Chapter 6. Aiden turned to his friends and told them in short, brief words that he was a clown who disappeared years ago mysteriously and cursed the land a day before the carnival ended. Spooked for once because they knew that the curse meant that any child who looked upon his face would be doomed to walk upon the cursed land forever. Of course, at this time, they realized Trix was standing behind them. He told them to follow him, and he would take them to safety. The friends didn't listen, because at this point, they realized that Trix wasn't alive, no reflection. So the friends asked, and he told them. Many years ago, he also looked upon Twisty's face, and was cursed to walk upon the land forever. Terrified, the friends ran further into the house of mirrors. Just when they thought they had figured out how to get out, they ran face first into a mirror. They didn't know that this was how Twisty trapped his victims. He conjured up a skeleton named Reaper to help him. He was tall and creepy, with bright red eyes, teeth and nails sharp as daggers. He managed to grab a hold of Jackson and Amy, leaving Aiden all alone. His friends now trapped within the mirrors for all eternity. Chapter 7. At this moment, Trix reappeared and tried once again to get Aiden to follow him. But Twisty seen him, and he immediately turned to dust. Scared and unable to move, Aiden didn't see that Reaper had came back to claim his soul. Before Aiden could turn to run, everything went black, and Aiden became trapped just like his friends before him, within the mirrors for all eternity. As the carnival came to an end, no one ever knew what happened to the three fearless friends, who in the end, because of their fearless nature, walked into a real-life horror scene and met their doom. Cursed to walk upon the land, tainted by a curse so many years ago by a clown sorcerer named Twisty. The end.